Welcome back to Stickball Podcast. I'm joined by
Alex Alteo,
Matt Gavigan,
Dom Gelier.
To start, we're going to talk about the MLB. We have seen recent news about Jack Flaherty re-signing with the Detroit Tigers after a short stint with the Dodgers. Well, we want to get our thoughts on that.
Yeah, so me personally, when I saw that news, I like that for the Tigers. He started off the year with the Tigers, and I think Tigers fans had some higher hopes for him. Didn't go the way they wanted. He went to the Dodgers, won a World Series with them. I think it's great though for that team because they have a lot of young, sort of raw talent on that roster. And having that winning veteran presence in the clubhouse is going to be good for their, their chemistry and just for their overall day-to-day operations.
Yeah, if you look at the stats that we have here, on the Dodgers, he had a 3.58 ERA, 6 wins, 2 losses, and then for Detroit, 7.5. So it's pretty similar to like what we saw from the Detroit to LA. He was pretty mid in both aspects. So maybe he can come back and have a better stint like in past years that we've seen. Like I see here, he's got 295 has been his lowest, except for 2019. 275 was his lowest ERA. But hopefully he can come back for the Tigers and make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely love this move for the Tigers. We saw back in 2019, the Cardinals were making good playoff runs back when they were younger, which was when he was in his prime, 2.75 ERA. Then we saw him fall off. He had a 6.75 ERA in 2023 with the Orioles. Pretty rough year. But then we saw him get some flashes of what it used to be with the Tigers. They didn't think they were making the playoffs, so they dished him off, got some value, and now they got him back in the offseason. So I definitely like that move.
Yeah, I think it was a good move for the Tigers. I'm just surprised he didn't go back to the Dodgers after he won the World Series.
I
really thought that he was going to stay.
It seems like everyone wants to be a Dodger now after like
everyone doesn't be.
Especially
doesn't want to be.
Soto, I guess. He wants to be on the
Guess
Mets.
not.
And while we're talking about the Mets, let's go to Pete Alonso. So Alonso is still not re-signed with the Mets. It seems like he's going to move on from the Mets. But now it's just a matter of where does he go?
The Mets they're still in on him.
He's still in on him, but he haven't signed yet.
Yeah, but he hasn't signed anywhere else yet either.
No, that's true. But I feel like if you're gonna sign someone who made a difference for you in the playoffs, you saw the home run he had in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's taking the Mets so long for them to. He still hasn't signed, and it's February.
That home run doesn't define his whole career.
That's what I've heard from people.
No.
I think it does.
He thinks he does?
Here's how I see it.
It's not, dude.
We got to keep in mind the Pete Alonso situation for me. I come from a bit of a unique perspective. Pete Alonso is like my favorite player of all time. When I really got into baseball, it was his rookie year when he had that monstrous run. So, watching him, go through free agency and the reality of him probably not coming back as a Met is a little upsetting. But I think what people need to realize is that although he's a prolific home run hitter, he's also a power-hitting first baseman entering his 30s, meaning that, his production could just fall off a cliff, any given season. Right now, I think given his demands, he's asking for more money than a power-hitting first baseman in their 30s deserves. Yeah. What I see is that there's 2 teams on the market for him right now. It's the New York Mets and the Toronto Blue Jays. I think one of 2 things will happen. Either Alonso realizes and Scott Boras realizes that, they're not going to get any more value for him, and they're going to realize, he's a lifetime Met. I think he belongs in the orange and blue. I would love for him to come back. The money's going to be a lot, but again, we paid $50 million a year for Juan Soto. I don't have a problem with that. But I think that it's either that's going to happen, we're going to realize that he's a New York Met through and through. He's going to be for the rest of his career.
Right.
Or, Toronto maybe gives him a higher offer, something a little closer to what he was hoping for. I don't think he's going to get the $30 million he was asking for. I think that's too much.
I think he already was signed with the Blue Jays if he wanted to sign with them. I think he just doesn't.
I think he prefers the Mets, but he's not going to get anywhere.
He's trying to get more money.
He doesn't want $15 million a year.
Well, he probably
worth $30 million a year.
He's probably seen the bag that Soto got, and he's like, "Hey, I've been with the organization for 5 years now, and I want a bag too. Like you gave this new guy from across the street this legendary deal. Why can't I have some of that? I'm more loyal than he is, and I even heard Met fans talking about him the entire postseason until he hit that Milwaukee home run.
100%.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden now he's the best Met.
Ass.
He's our first baseman. Where is that?
He's ass.
I think that.
So then you don't want him.
I do want him. I love him, but
Pete Alonso's great.
He's great, but he's also ass. He's the most unclutch guy. Like
He hit the home run that sent them to the NLDS.
What are you
the
talking
home
about?
run was the only clutch thing he's had. Tell me something else.
Think about all he's done for that team. He's hit 250 home runs, Dom. You're a Mets fan.
Some of them
You're
they're
a
down
Mets fan.
like
You should
7-1.
know that.
Dom, 34 home
Some
runs
of them
last
they're
year. You're
down
telling me
7-1.
he's hit
Some of them were walk-off home runs.
He's hit
Some of them
34
are
home
7
runs last season, and you thought, oh, just
All right,
another
what was
home
his
run.
average? If it's under 250, then
He's a
Batting
solid,
averages and
he's a
everything.
solid
Yes, he
player.
is.
He's not a
He
batting
was
average.
240 batting average, but he's a power
All
hitter
right. No,
for the Mets.
like 2 years ago, he had a 350 or no, like 275. He like was better than he is.
220,
He's a solid
2022, he had
He's a solid
271.
Yeah, he had an
Not
off
worth
year.
$30
Then that's why people were trash
but,
talking
like,
him in the playoffs. But
His batting average
I-
was 30. Was
Gav, you know that.
that I want Pete Alonso
No,
back.
I want him
mean,
too.
Yeah,
I want
it's
him
a lot
too.
of money.
But he's unclutched. He's that one home run. Like any other time in the playoffs, was he clutch? Like
He did have moments.
like.
It wasn't like every time he came up to the plate, I was like, oh, well, the series over.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
Yeah,
a
yeah,
home
yeah.
win.
It's not. He wasn't. Judge was not clutch at all.
Yeah,
for
he
the
wasn't an
Yankees.
Aaron
He
Judge.
was. He was
Judge's
out of
ass.
his slump.
Judge's ass.
And now
Oh
Alonso.
my God.
If you wanted to pick between Alonso and Judge in the postseason, I'm taking Alonso.
I'm taking Judge.
Because
No,
Judge
no.
was
Judge.
not. Judge was
Judge got on
not.
base
Oh
all
my
the time.
God.
Judge is still
was
better than Pete Alonso. So
Judge
why would
is
you?
As a
in
player,
the long
yes.
run.
Yeah,
in the
why
long
would you
run,
take?
yes.
You'd always want the better player. Like,
Dom,
dude.
I'm
Game 7
saying-
of the World Series. Bases loaded, down 3 runs, 2 outs. Final strike. You're going to put in a pinch hitter. Aaron Judge, who strikes out like 90 million times
not.
every postseason.
Aaron Judge.
Or Pete Alonso, who, again, not known for his clutch hitting, but clearly can do a better job than that.
Dude,
I'm taking Aaron.
We're
Aaron
not.
Judge has
We're
had
not.
more chance
He's
to prove himself.
having a
Aaron
slump.
Judge, yeah.
He has a slump every postseason. We've seen that
He
before.
got on base so much this offseason.
On base.
What, 3 times?
Dude, Pete Alonso.
He had a terrible postseason.
He
I love
lost
him.
so
3
much
times.
in the postseason.
No.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let's move on from this. Now we'll go to Clayton Kershaw, who also hasn't signed.
He's
He
gonna
was with the
retire.
Dodgers.
He's retiring.
You
He
think
is.
so?
How old is he?
He's like 40.
He's like
He's
36.
36.
He's 36.
Oh,
He's up there.
36.
So he's up there.
He could actually. I scratched that. I think he'll sign.
So
with
what are predictions for
So,
going?
No
there?
doubt Hall of Famer. I think he could retire today and make it first ballot. But what I think, he's not done yet. He's every year for the past like 4 or 5 years, he's signed a 1-year deal with LA. It went up. Everyone goes, oh, is this it for him? Oh, where is he going? And then he signed with LA again. I think it's a matter of time before it happens. I know that rotation is very crowded, but I think they're going to make a move on him. I don't see Clayton Kershaw in another uniform.
Yeah, I think he'll sign with the Dodgers again.
He's staying with them.
I kind
I
of
don't
like
see
the
why he wouldn't.
Rangers. I like the Rangers.
The Rangers?
They got DeGrom, who's always hurt. They have a few iffy guys there. I think adding him there would
DeGrom's
maybe
gonna have
give
a
little
healthy
extra
season.
depth.
I like that move.
I don't
I
hate
think
that.
he fits on teams as
Yeah.
a player. I just, as a person, I mean, like,
He loves the
he's a
Dodgers.
No,
Dodger.
I don't think
Yeah.
he's gonna leave. I think he's either gonna retire or stay.
If
I mean,
he-
he's been on the Dodgers since 2008. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, well,
seeing him leave would be
almost
tough.
20 years.
100. I think if
Holy
he, this will be
That's
his
a
last
long
year. He plays for another
Yeah.
team.
I mean, we have one more
big.
big guy in Alex Bregman. I want to see where he's going to go. I'm liking the Red Sox.
I'm liking the Yankees.
They
I
might,
think the
they
Yankees.
might try to hold off to try to get Vlad Guerrero Jr. next year.
No, they want Nolan Arenado. I actually saw this like earlier. They were engaged in trade talks for Arenado.
I would have to say Red Sox. I think it's just the best fit.
I like
Move
the Red
Rafi to
Sox
DH or first, and I mean then.
Nah, I like the Yankees.
I feel like I could see him in a Red Sox uniform. Like maybe, like Yankees maybe, but like I feel like Red Sox you could really see him like in a red.
Where do you think he's gonna go?
I thought Yankees.
I think
I feel like the Yankees have
They
moved
need
on.
a third baseman. Who?
They're not
I
going to
know,
sign
but I
a third
feel like they've
baseman.
moved on.
By the way, it's going off his career worst year. Statistically,
Yeah.
this has been his worst year of his entire career. Kind of unfortunate. It's his free agent contract year, but I don't see that fitting in with New York.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, we'll go to our final part of this segment, and we'll go to hot takes. We'll start with Matt, who's ready to. He's ready to
Oh, I
flip
got
a table
I got a
over
good
this.
one. I got a good one.
All right,
I
let's
want
hear
you to
it.
let me speak. because I know you're not gonna like this one. I just love this. Like we're sitting here, like we're like in this like little cage, and you get to listen to this.
Oh.
Here's my hot take, and I want to be very clear with this. I'm not saying that the Orioles are a better team than the Yankees, but the AL East, because of the Yankees' offense, is a coin toss. And here's why. If you take all the players, first of all, I have a few reasons. The Orioles' starting lineup has an offensive WAR of 28. The Yankees, 21. Right? What else do I have here? So we're going to talk about OPS plus. An OPS plus is another way of sort of structuring OPS. And if you have an OPS plus of 100, it means you are league average, right? On the Yankees starting lineup right now, there are 4 players with an OPS plus over 100. Judge, Stanton, Bellinger, Jazz Chisholm, right? On the Orioles, every single player on the starting lineup, with the exception of Jackson Holliday, has an OPS plus over 100. And on top of that, you have just holes in the Yankees offense. Who's their backup catcher? They don't have one. What happens if Wells gets hurt? They don't have a catcher. What happens when, I don't know, Goldschmidt can't play or gets hurt? Who are their corner infielders? DJ? Who? And there's just holes in that offense. The Orioles have a deeper lineup. They can do more with the players. They can move them around. And it was only a 3-game difference in the division last year. I'm not saying that the Yankees are worse in terms of pitching. They have a way better pitching staff. I think it's a toss-up. Yankees or Orioles.
You're wrong.
Oh, yep,
so
there
the
it is.
Orioles
There it is.
proceeded to lose Corbin Burns and Anthony Santander.
I'm not talking about the pitching.
And all of a sudden, it's a coin flip?
Yes.
No.
Yes, 100%.
Austin Wells is a top 5 catcher. You can't argue
Nope.
that. Try to argue
he's
it.
not.
Try to argue it.
What?
William Contreras.
No, he's
Raleigh.
not.
No.
What?
Adley Rutschman.
No. He's a top
Will
5 catcher.
Smith. Will
Tim,
Smith.
no, he's
Sean
not.
Murphy.
In the 96th percentile.
He's not
in
top 10.
framing. He is
He's
such
not
a
top
good
10.
defensive catcher.
Tim is
then he's
stupid.
I'm not talking about
That's
defense.
fact.
We're talking about his bat.
So what? He's
So what?
great defensively. He's
So what? So then
amazing
why didn't you keep
defensively.
Trevino? He was a better defensive catcher.
No,
why
he
didn't
was
you keep
not.
him?
No,
He was
He won a platinum
No,
glove.
he was done.
He
He
can't
won
throw
a
a soul out.
platinum
All right,
glove.
Tim, pipe
he
down.
can't throw a soul out for his
Pipe
life. So
down,
don't even
pal.
give me that. Wells is a top 5 catcher in the MLB.
All right,
Get
you're
out.
right, but okay.
Get out.
Ben Rice is gonna break out soon. And
Tim, get out.
Paul
But he's a
Goldschmidt-
bench bat right now.
Tim,
Paul
out.
Goldschmidt, they're gonna platoon with Paul Goldschmidt. I like Paul
OPS
Goldschmidt.
plus of 80 last year.
Oh, what?
Gold.
Average.
Gold-
He's 37. He's a 37-year-old.
You're wrong.
Gold. Gold.
Say,
Okay.
hold on,
Volpe
Dom.
is good.
You're saying gold, but who's your first baseman right
You have
now?
no first
Mark
baseman.
Vientos.
Mark Vientos.
Okay, who's your third
Oh.
baseman? Who's your third baseman?
Mark Vientos.
Third baseman?
Brett Beatty.
Brett Beatty.
Get out of here.
You get
my
out.
God.
You said
Your
that
third
Austin
baseman
Wells
is
is a
DJ.
top
Your
5
third baseman. No,
Get out of the room.
Your third baseman is DJ LeMahieu. He had a WAR of -2. He can't hit for. He's 36 years old. His career's over.
DJ has his head in
career's
his
over.
ass.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
My hot take is that the Orioles don't even make playoffs.
Yeah,
I don't think they make
I was
playoffs.
gonna say that Trout wins MVP, but Gav just lit the
I
fire.
like that. I did light the fire because it's true. It's true.
And then
Go on
Tim pulls
Baseball
out
Reference.
the idiot card. Austin Wells
Wells is a
is
top
not
five
a
catcher.
top
Is
5
that your hot
catcher.
take, or what was your hot?
No.
What was your hot take?
take would be the Rays have the best starting rotation in the AL East.
Let's see that. That's like more down to earth than Austin Wells, the top 5 catcher.
Yeah, Tim, you should have
Like,
just stuck
the
with
Yankees
that.
have an amazing rotation, but the Rays are just a little bit better. They got Rasmussen, they got Pepiot, they got Shane McClanahan.
I
Shane
do like
Baz.
that rotation.
I love that rotation.
McClanahan's a dog. People forget about that.
Yeah.
You know who's not a dog though? Austin Wells.
Austin Wells is
He is a dog.
Austin
Yeah,
Wells.
he's a
And
dog if you're
he's a
looking at
rookie. He's a
number
rookie.
12.
Everyone-
No,
Yeah,
you
he's
can
a
imagine.
rookie.
What?
He's got to take a step up though.
He was third for AL rookie.
He
year.
was. I'm not denying that, but I think if he doesn't take a step up this year, he's done. What else we got, boys?
Well, I said the Orioles are not going to make.
Oh
make
wait, I
playoffs.
got
That's
one
my
more.
hot
I got
take.
one more. Otani's gonna suck at pitching.
Okay,
That's
that's
a terrible take, bro.
I don't think.
I could.
That
I
rotation-
mean,
I can see it,
disgusting. That
dude.
rotation's
I don't think it's
disgusting.
gonna be able to. He's not gonna be able to keep going.
I don't
He's gonna
say.
keep going.
I don't think suck. I think he's gonna have a great offensive year.
All right.
He'll be a
all right.
league
He's not gonna
average
be like-
pitcher. I could see that. Like I could get behind it. I don't think he's gonna be winning the Cy Young or anything.
No,
like that.
no. Because he hasn't pitched in
Yeah.
what, a year now. It's
Yeah,
like he
well,
missed all of last
and
year.
he's
the
missed in the
glaze
first
gonna be
month.
crazy.
So I mean, I think
100%.
he'll be low. Like he won't be he won't be the pitcher that we saw, but he'll have to take some time to get better. I think.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right. Well, with that, I think our MLB segment is done, and we're gonna move on to NHL. So let's move it right back to NHL.
In the postseason. No, we didn't. Yes, go look it up. Last postseason. Strikeout rate. This is ridiculous. 4 freaking drivers. What?
Welcome back to episode 2 of the Stickball Podcast. That was a word from our sponsor. Thank God. Use code MattyG for 15% off on your next order. So,
Not a real sponsor.
we are going to be getting into the NHL segment today, and I am joined by 3 lovely guests. We got Dom Julien.
Hello.
We got Matt Cleary. And we got Alex Taylor, and I'm your host, James Skoda.
ADT. Boo.
So, boys, we got to talk, and I'm going to start off with this kid's team over here. You want to talk about them? I know you've been hot on them recently.
Let's talk about the Islanders. And wait,
The New York Foot Locker.
before we talk about it,
Oh, here we go.
I got the Islanders shirt on.
Wait, can we just take a moment and ask
Because
you
know
who got
why I
you that
have this
shirt?
Islanders shirt on? Because the Islanders, besides that other game when they lost to the
Best friend
Panthers,
Dom
they
got
have
me that
won the
awesome
last
shirt. Oh.
7 games,
Alex.
and they are on fire right now. They don't have Barzal because he got hurt in Tampa Bay, but they are on fire right now, and we are so back. So,
Wait,
first thing
Alex,
I want to talk, yeah.
who got you that shirt? Where'd you get that
Shout
shirt?
out Dom.
Shout out.
He did. He got
Oh,
it.
wait.
You didn't have to.
So,
Thank you. I'm honored.
So
wow.
what we got from the Islanders,
Should've
the
been
Islanders
touched.
just acquired Tony DeAngelo, and since getting there, he's already notched a goal, and that was the overtime goal. We could show it right now, the overtime goal.
All the way back by Braden Point. And now here's a breakaway pass. Tony DeAngelo scores. Nobody saw him come off the bench.
And then on top of that, he's also got 2 assists. So he's got 3 points. He's only played 5 games. He's been definitely a difference maker for the Islanders. And with not only him playing well, we also got Adam Boqvist. Is that what we said?
Bonequist.
We got him
I
from
think.
waivers from the Panthers, and with the waivers, he's been great. Like after coming to the Islanders, he's been great too.
Another difference maker, especially we got this kid's team, the Rangers. Can we just interrupt real quick with another difference maker? Sorry, I just
Go
wanted,
ahead.
you're on the same. You're kind of like you're talking about limited games here, but JT Miller comes back to the Rangers, gets 2 goals and an assist against Boston.
Oh,
last
but
couple
wait.
weeks.
Dom,
wait. That's
I know
gonna happen
what
tomorrow.
happened. What happened on that game?
What's gonna happen tomorrow
Yeah,
when JT Miller puts his foot up David Pasternak's ass?
And what happened last game?
Hosta had a hat trick last
Yeah.
time. I think you're forgetting that.
JT Miller's gonna have one. Haha.
Yeah, well,
I was just saying, I was giving props to him. He won game, he's already got 3 points. Comes back. I mean, yeah, although they lost, they got smoked by Boston. Like not unexpected, but like,
Dude, you're coming to MSG tomorrow. Like, shut.
and we're gonna win again.
Huh.
yeah. Well,
Win what? A
the
trip to
Rangers
fucking
have been on
Vegas?
the Rangers have been on the decline recently.
They
They're
have been
all
on the
they're all the way
decline.
down.
No,
to,
they're getting
best
better.
record
They're
in the
getting
league
better.
last year.
They stepped it up.
And
Though.
where
They
are they
stepped it
now?
up.
Yeah, they
stepped it up.
they were at the top of the league to begin the season, right? Too.
And,
They
and
were
last year, the best.
were they
record in
at
the league
first
last year.
place, Dom?
Yeah.
And then
Hey, the This happened to the This happened to the Bruins.
Yep, and we're not going to talk.
Yeah, but
about
we're
that.
not like.
Alright, but like, dude, you guys still came back and made the playoffs. Like, that's what's gonna happen.
No,
It's
that
just
that
a slow
always
start.
happens.
A slow start doesn't season.
Yeah.
That's true. But I mean, they are. It is to be noticed because now they are in 6th place and they are under the Islanders. But there's always a chance. It's still pretty early in the season. Like I think they will make playoffs.
Yeah,
It's just they're not the hot team that we saw once in the beginning of the
I
season.
wish they were.
But JT Miller's been good
Big
for them
pick
too.
He'll be
for
a
that.
spark. He'll be a
Yeah,
spark.
I think so,
They
too.
hope so.
Yeah,
What do you think is the problem with the Rangers?
just I'm not on the Rangers, bro. I don't know.
How's Igor? 6 goals against Boston.
Yeah,
though.
Igor's had I don't know. Maybe Igor's going through some. Just had a kid. Like, dude, he's got to wake up in the middle of the night
they
at
let
3
up
in the morning.
4.
to change his baby's diaper.
He let up 4 more
Okay.
goals in 3 of the
Yeah, I
last
know,
4
dude.
games.
It's waking up, changing his kid's diaper.
But he's got to still perform. Like, he's getting
Dude,
paid
I
for
know,
this. He
bro.
can't just.
You gave him the big
Slap.
bucks.
Maybe they gotta
Yeah,
get him. Maybe they gotta get her a nanny.
Big deal.
No, I don't know. Maybe I think it's just a slow start. It happens all the time.
Do you think
Teams,
they'll?
They happen to the Mets. Look at no, it's not the same.
Is it a
sport.
slow start when we're almost at the All-Star break?
Yeah.
That's considered like half of the season, and that's still a slow
More
start.
than
Well, they're picking it up now. It's like they were bad a month. Like they're not anymore. Like they haven't like. What's their last 10? Look it up.
I'll look it right now. Their last 10.
They're like 7 and 4, right?
They're
5 and 5.
5 and 5.
yeah.
All right, their last 20.
I don't.
We
Can
don't
you
have
find that
stat.
out?
I don't have it. But I mean, we've seen that they've slowed down a
Yeah,
little
but
bit.
like in their last 10, like a month and a half ago, it was like 2-8, 3-7.
They haven't had a
better,
great
it's
month.
progress.
They haven't had a great month.
They're having a good month.
Yeah,
They had a good
they're
month
not.
in January.
Like, it's not like they're.
January
they're
was a
terrible.
good month
They're
for
still.
them.
What are they? They got 54 points right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they're
the
like
wild
2
card
games out.
teams right
They're
now
like 3 games
in the
out.
East are Detroit.
I feel like there's
and
all those
Columbus.
spots are open.
No,
All
yeah,
those
and
spots
the
are
Metro
open
3.
in
The Metro
playoffs.
3 is
Everyone's a
possible for them
contender
to-
still. Like I think we got even the Sabres who are in last right now in the East. They're not even.
Yeah. No,
they're
it's always.
only-
It is always.
They're 10 points behind Columbus has had the second wildcard spot. That's 58, so that's 11 points.
Yeah, it is always a close race in the East. Like like last year, it came down to the final game, and then somehow like the Islanders made it when there was one game with the Penguins and the Blackhawks, and it was whoever won that game. Like if the Blackhawks won, then they would eliminate the Penguins, and they won. That was the crazy
Yeah, it gets tight.
game. But we also see
In
like
Washington, it was like winning in.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's always insane. It's always an insane.
Well, poor Connor
like,
Bedard, bro. What
close
a waste
race.
of talent.
Well, he's. I mean, it takes time. I think
Yeah.
they're
gonna
only
get better. They're gonna
37
have, like,
points.
they might get like, who's a prospect that they could get? You like college hockey?
Yeah, they're not gonna. I don't think they'll go for Higgins. They won't try and go for him. I think the only team that would draft with the first pick Higgins would be the Predators, but
Yeah.
they need to stack. I feel like Chicago's looking for defense, and that's who they'll try and pick up in the draft. But I think they might be around that 1-2 pick. But we don't know with the lottery. Lottery could be anything. You really
That's
don't
true.
know where the Blackhawks are going to end up at that point. So
Yeah.
we'll see. I mean, I think they're a team that's going to progress. I think it's going to take a lot of time for them, but Bedard's going to be in that situation where he's going to be in the playoffs at some point.
They lost Taylor Hall too, right? The Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, with that
Oh, I
big-
loved him on the Bruins. I loved Taylor Hall on the Bruins when he would play for the Bruins.
Mhm.
Loved him.
And now is he still on the Blackhawks or no? He's
he's
on
the
still is there.
No, he's on the Hurricanes.
He went to the Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
He
part
went
of
to
the trade,
the
right?
big trade. Yeah, we could talk about
Yeah,
that.
let's talk about that. So, over last weekend, Carolina, the Hurricanes, received Mikko Rantanen and Taylor Hall in exchange for Natchez, Jack Drury, a second-round pick, and a fourth-round pick. And Chicago was also in the mix in that trade because obviously Taylor Hall went to the Hurricanes. But it was very unexpected from Colorado to just give up Rantanen. Like, he was definitely a great player for the Avs, made a difference in the Stanley Cup run that they had 2 years ago. I don't know why it came out of nowhere that they just decided to let's just give away Rantanen. You know?
How, do you think they definitely lost that then? They definitely
Yeah, I
they
mean,
lost.
for sure, Martin Natchez is a good player, but he's no Mikko Rantanen. Mikko Rantanen's a great player, and Drury too. Like it's not. I think Carolina definitely won that trade, and they're definitely going for the Cup run this year. Like with that trade and the talent that they have now. I mean, they're in the Eastern Conference, the Metro.
Yeah,
they're second place,
Yeah, second
right
place.
behind the Capitals.
The Capitals, but like they are.
Capitals.
The Capitals are
They're
crazy
hot,
too.
Very good.
But that didn't they last year? They were not as. I don't remember them being. You know, like
Caps.
No,
yeah, they
no.
were like
They were like mid.
because they're looking like the old Caps, like like when they had
Yeah.
back in Ovi's prime. This is what it's kind of giving flashbacks to that era.
Right.
Now Ovi's chasing records.
But he's old, like he's an old guy, and I'm surprised that
still
the team
good,
is
though.
still performing this well.
Right. Yeah, no, he
They have
is
a young
close.
core.
Was he 19
besides
goals away
Adam
from his
Ovechkin, their
record?
core
Yeah,
is,
he's
like,
at 894, and I think that's. I think he is like
18,
18,
19
19
yeah,
away.
something like that.
I think he gets to this season.
I think so
I
too.
definitely think he will. It's gonna be a moment. We're
No,
witnessing.
it'll be next year.
No,
Why do you have to be the
You
one
think?
that just says
This is 18
the opposite of
goals.
what everyone
It's-
else
how
at the
many
table
goals
is
is it?
saying?
18.
Yeah, 18 goals. That's
And how many games? How many games do they have left?
how many does he have on the year?
I have no
Let's
clue
check,
how
let's
many
check.
he has on the year.
13? No, like 20. No.
I mean, he's still putting up numbers that like even some young guys aren't putting up. You know, like he doesn't look like he's
Definitely a bounce
he's
back
a
year for him.
39-year-old guy out there.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and in this season he has 24 goals, 14 assists for 38 points through 36 games. So he's over a point per game player right now. He's a stud,
Man,
and
at that age is just nuts to me.
now he's at 877 for goals, I think.
Yeah, that's.
And in total, 1,588
That's
points.
crazy.
Think about all
overall.
the empty netters though.
Yeah, there have been
a lot of empty netters
in his career. We pushing 100 on that.
I know.
Yeah,
He's
no,
getting
he-
up to like 80.
he's
Three
like
or something?
he's like
Something
an
like
empty
that.
net merchant. Like
Yeah, I know.
How
you're
many
seeing-
empty nets did Gretzky have?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
Let's see
actually.
if
We
he
can
had
look
more
that
than
up.
Ovechkin.
Because always at like 90 something right now. I think
Stuff.
it's tough though. It's a different league. You know, like
Yeah.
now and then, like in Gretzky's era. You know, like I feel like
Yeah.
it's definitely goals, and I think I don't know. I feel like the empty net comparison isn't very like.
And I still think
And
after
accurate.
this season, the future is still so bright for the Capitals. You have a lot of young guys coming in. You have the BU and BC kids. You have Ryan Leonard and you have Cole Hudson. Those two look really good in college. They played well at World Juniors. World Juniors was really fun to watch. I don't know if you guys watched it, but that was really fun to watch. See those guys play, and you'll see. I don't know what other names I saw. Like James Higgins, he's gonna come up. Zeev Bouillon, he's a defender. He's on the
Perot, baby.
Wild. He's got Perot on the Rangers. So like, there's
Who
a
do
bunch
the
of
Islanders got? Iserman?
Eiserman.
The Islanders are poverty in the
They have
In
some
the-
good prospects.
no in Bridgeport right now. I think Bridgeport Islanders
not
are
on
having the
Bridgeport
worst
Islanders.
season ever.
Like, they have a couple of college guys.
No, they got some good prospects, but their system is so messed up. Lou Lamoriello, his son is the one that's running like all of Bridgeport, and he's just doing a terrible job. You know, they're at the bottom
Yeah,
of the
I gotcha.
league. They need what the Islanders need to kind of like spark their comeback. I think Lou Lamoriello has to be fired. Like he's not the same person. He's not a young gun anymore. He's getting up there in age. He doesn't
Yeah, I
know
gotcha.
if the game's changed from when he was like a GM back way, and like he's been a GM for so long. So he's got to. I think he has to go. I think there needs to be a general manager change, and I also think the Islanders need to rack up draft picks because there are some teams that have great farm systems, and the Islanders are not one of them. They're bottom league.
You
Farm
guys
systems.
should just trade Barzell.
That's what I've heard on Spin Chicklets. That's what I've heard.
And
They've been saying
Horvat.
that.
You should
I don't think
rebuild.
Horvat. No,
You need
Horvat.
to rebuild.
He rebuild the whole team. I don't think so.
Keep like one guy. Like who's your guy? Like who do you think it is?
I think it's Horvat and Barzell are the two that they need to keep. I think
One of
Nelson. I
them's
think they
gonna
have
go.
to
One
trade
of them's
Nelson.
gotta go. Nelson's not like they can't get a haul. Like they could get a haul for Barzell.
I think
or
Nelson's putting up a great season this year, and I think that if they want to trade him, the time's now to trade him and try to get something out of it. Because although I love Nelson and he's a great player for us, he's been a great player. I think he needs to be traded in order for us to get more talent for him, or else he's just gonna do a fall off.
Yeah.
You know.
I think getting into our last segment, we could talk about the Four Nations face-off that's going on. When does it start? February
12th.
February 12th. Ends on the 20th. I think that's going to be a really fun tournament to watch.
Oh yeah.
USA, Sweden, Canada, and Finland? Is it
Yeah.
Finland? Yeah. But
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
what are your boys' predictions? Who do you think's going to come out of that on top?
Well, usually what we see usually when we see like a bunch of different countries facing off is the Olympics, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, usually Russia is the top of the food chain. If it's
Yeah.
not,
But I
maybe
feel like
USA,
these four teams are all
Canada.
contenders.
Canada's
Like,
No,
in
they
the
have
Olympics,
great
they're all
teams, too.
I think
contenders, feel
Canada's
like.
gonna win.
But yeah, I think Canada's the hockey
The
country.
Hockey,
You know,
Canada.
like
Yeah, you got-
everyone knows hockey in
Yeah.
Canada. Canada's probably going to be the team to beat in this tournament. USA,
Finland's
of
good.
course, is top two.
I see Finland.
Finland's
They're
great.
Good.
Sebastian
It's gonna
Aho
be
is
fun
from
to watch.
Finland,
I think
right?
they're
Yeah. Capo Kaka, right?
Mhm.
I think it's a good break for the players. I think
Wait.
this is going to be really sick
Yeah.
to see a bunch of these studs come together and just
Yeah.
all play together. It's like an all-star game pretty much, and I
Yeah.
think it's really cool to
But
see
it's a
this.
real All-Star game,
It
considering
is.
how the All-Star
Yeah,
games
it
have
actually
been
matters.
working. It's
Like, it's
actually,
big.
it's like
It's a really,
people can-
it's sick.
yeah.
Like they're
Where
actually
are
gonna
the
be
They'll
games?
try.
Where are they
They'll try.
located? Like where are they happening?
It's at TD Garden. One of the games is at TD Garden. I think like USA Sweden's gonna be at TD
How much does
Garden.
that cost?
I don't know. My brother's going. He
so
said, I don't know what it was. I
That's
think
where
when
this
I
guy
looked,
goes.
it,
Brother
I
goes
want to look it
everywhere.
up right now.
it was like
Bro's always going somewhere.
I know he's always going to
Watching
some hockey,
games.
but
Yes, dude.
I know it's at TD Garden and somewhere in Canada. I think is another game. I forget if it's in like Quebec or Montreal or something, but yeah, I think it's Montreal. But I think that's going to be sick to have that in U.S. and also have that in Canada for people to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the lineups for Canada. They've got a great team all around. The only concern I have is the goalies for them. I mean, Jordan Bennington is their starting goalie,
Yeah.
and then it's Aiden Hill and Montebo. So like, their defense outstanding. McCarr, Morrissey, Parego, Petrangelo, all those guys. Their forwards, Crosby, Hagel, Jarvis, McKinnon, Marchand, like they've got a great forward.
Yeah, you are studs over there.
Yeah, and I think just the goalies is going to be the issue with them. And then with USA, I mean, we got Hellebuck, and Hellebuck is like the guy that was amazing in the start of this year. They've got some good forwards. They've got some great defense. I think USA may get on top of Canada.
It's going to be so tough.
They might win it.
Guys,
My very own Jeremy Swayman made the roster. Let's go.
tickets are only $90.
Not bad.
That's not
It's
bad.
on the Monday night, February 17th.
Yeah, we're not
Oh,
going.
yeah, we could not
Let's
go
do
to
it.
that. We could
Why?
not
We
go
take the
to that.
train.
No, I think no.
That's not happening.
I don't think it's
That's
No,
not
but that
happening.
is pretty cheap for that game, which I think
Dude,
is
that's
sick.
the semifinal.
All right, that'll wrap it up for this segment. Next, we're going to go into NBA with your 4 favorite guests, Alex, me, Tim, and Irv. Hopefully no harsh debates this
Who's
time.
Tim?
Irv, lucky to be healthy for this segment. We're glad to have him here. He's had the flu all week, so I think it should be exciting.
We'll cut you over there in just a second. Welcome back to the Stickball Podcast. I'm James Spoda, and I am here with the 3 men, the 3 crash outs, I could say. Alex De La Teja, Timmy Villa, and Sean Irving. Hopefully no one walks out of the room today. So, boys, we're back, and we're talking about NBA, and we had some huge trades go down today.
What the
boys.
is happening in this league?
It is absurd. And we're going to start off with the biggest trade of them all. Luka Doncic to the Lakers and Anthony Davis to the Mavs. I'm going to let Irv start. I want to hear your thoughts,
So
feelings.
all this weekend I was bedridden with what I believed to be the flu. I had 102 fever at one point, and I'm sitting there in my bed. It's like 12 o'clock at night, and I'm sick as balls. I'm feeling so shitty. It is awful. And I hear my good pal and sweet mate start screaming and running, and he bolts into my door, pretty much kicks down my door, and goes, Luka Doncic just got traded to the Lakers. I go, all right, get the out. Like
He said get the out. That was the words.
I was just like, all right, you're just jerking my dick. Like, I didn't know what else to say. Like, okay, you're just making shit. And he comes over, he shows me, and I was nothing less than starstruck. So I couldn't even find words. The fact that the Mavs traded away their
franchise player.
generational talent for a bag of chips.
All right, wait.
No,
Yeah, we
hold
can't
on
disrespect AD like that.
AD
much.
is a 31-year-old vet. They got 1 first-round pick and Max Christie.
Max Christie is okay.
Yeah,
he's not bad.
he's great.
He's really young.
Oh,
He's
that's
got
awesome.
some potential.
But
Anthony
not-
Davis is good. Anthony Davis is a
I'm
good
not saying
player.
AD's not good, but you don't go around training your generational player for AD and an okay young player and 1 first-round pick when Rudy Gobert can fetch 4 first-round picks, Cal Bridges can fetch 5, and what?
Yeah.
How many did Paul George, like a young Shy and like another 4 first, like it's just insane. Like I don't understand what the Mavs ownership's thinking.
You know, I think there's something going on behind the scenes. I think there was some concern with Luka. Maybe it was they want to tank. Maybe it's something like that, which doesn't make any sense at all. You know, you're coming off of a finals run last year. All of a sudden, you trade your franchise player for no reason. I've heard things where it's like, oh, his weight's a little bit off. If that guy's 300 pounds and he's drinking a beer while he's running down the sideline, I'll still take him as before AD. I don't know what the Mavs were thinking, but I think there's something going on.
There's a winner out of this trade, and it's Jerry Jones. He's not the dumbest GM in Dallas anymore. Like, this is unreal. How is Jerry Jones a better GM than this guy? Jerry Jones is the biggest idiot I've ever met, and this guy is just dishing away a top 5 player in all of the NBA. Worst trade ever, but I think there is some bright side for the Mavericks in that Max Christie's solid. Anthony Davis is still a good player. I mean, like, you can't deny that. But Luka Doncic going away is crazy.
I don't hate their starting 5 right now. It'll probably be Kyrie, Clay, maybe you put Martin at the 3, and then you throw Lively AD somewhere in that comp. Like, that's not the worst starting 5 I've ever heard, and it does sound better on paper to have that instead of, you know, three amazing guards, but you don't trade away a guy like that. Like, I was watching. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar. Jimmy High Roller. He's a big NBA YouTuber, and he was saying something that most of these teams only get one of these types of players or two of these types of players in their history. He's a big Blazers guy. So he's talking about Drexler. He's talking about Lillard and talking about Bill Walton. He's talking about the Mavs, and he brought up a good point. They had Dirk. That's it. That's all they've had. They have Luka, but now he's gone. Mm-hmm. So what went through their head in making that trade?
I think the Mavs are very big man oriented now. They have PJ Washington, they have Derek Lively, and now they have Anthony Davis. But you really got to build on those guards. I like the move that they made today with Caleb Martin. I really like that. They traded away like Quentin Grimes in a second-round pick.
Quentin Grimes getting passed around the league.
I think that Caleb Martin comes up really big in the playoffs. I mean, I saw it when the Celtics had to play the Heat. Caleb Martin just came up clutch in kind of every scenario, and I hated him. But I still think I think that's a good addition for the Mavs. But yeah, you're tossing away a generational talent. You traded for him in the draft. He thought that was going to be his home. I saw some tweet that he had bought a house in Dallas.
$15 million
house a few weeks before the trade happened. That's just crazy to me that you would do something like that.
Probably our last point on this, but I saw something. It was a quote from, what's his face? Mark Cuban, way back when. It was like, he said he'd rather divorce his wife than trade or see Luka go away. And yeah.
Now you have no ownership in the team, and now he's gone.
Yeah, and now he's gone. And props to the Lakers. He just gets the Lakers. They didn't ask. They didn't call Dallas. Ask him out, Luka. The Dallas calls L.A. L.A. picks up the phone and goes, "Hey, you want Luka?" And you go, Your answer is yes every time, no matter what it is. L.A.'s in a great spot. I mean, they do have to sign a big man. Mm-hmm. I've been seeing stuff about trading for Walker Kessler. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they're in a much better position. I think this is the start of the post-LeBron era. Mm-hmm. I think they might try and do one last title shot, bring in a center, bring in some interior depth, go for one last title, and then I think after that they're going to blow it up. They're still going to have Luka, and they're going to start the Luka era in L.A.
I like that.
Yeah. I think there was another big trade in Texas, all the way out in San Antonio, with De'Aaron Fox going to the Spurs.
Yeah.
I really liked that trade, but it was a little bit weird to see a third team get involved in there for not a lot. It was just a weird coordination between three teams.
Who do you guys think won that trade? I'll give my thoughts. I think I think the Kings won the trade. I think you get Levine reuniting with DeMar again. Sure, I mean, you gave up De'Aaron Fox. I just don't think he wanted to be there anymore. His name was being thrown around since, I don't know, when they were on that losing streak and their coach got fired. Who was their old coach? Mike Brown or something? Yes. I mean, once that kind of happened, I think everyone knew Fox was going to go. But I think the Kings also got a lot more. They got 3 first-round picks. They got 3 second-round picks in that trade. I still feel like the future is bright, and DeMar will come up big in some moments. I still think the Kings won that trade, but I still feel good about the Spurs maybe reaching the playoffs.
I think that the Kings are definitely, I wouldn't say they're in a better spot to win now, but they're in a similar spot. Yeah. Levine will fill the role that Fox played. He'll get you buckets and he'll pass, but they also built for the future picking up those picks. I think this is a win-win for both teams. I think De'Aaron Fox on that San Antonio team is going to be
it's going to be scary.
It's going to be
Seeing
scary.
him in Wemby is going to be scary.
We talked about it last week. Having the two of them, Chris Paul and De'Aaron Fox, and then Wemby, of course, being able to just better all of them. It's going to be awesome to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Wemby's having an amazing sophomore season, and I really like adding De'Aaron Fox to that. I don't know the main reason the Bulls would do it. Obviously, it's clear they're entering a rebuilding phase. But just to see De'Aaron Fox move around and Zach LaVine, who's had his troubles in the Bulls, he's loved it there. But there's been talks about him getting traded for a few years now. But seeing De'Aaron Fox with Wembanyama and CP3, I like that three. And Steven Castle. Mm-hmm. It's a nice.
Alex, what do you think?
No, I think the Kings want to get back to where they were last season. You know, they were in a great spot last season. You know, they were doing amazing. I think they made playoffs, right? And
was that last year or was that 2 years ago when they played the Warriors and they were the 3 seed?
That was 2 years, yeah.
The 2 years ago.
2 years ago when they played the Warriors and the Warriors came back 4-3, right?
Yeah. I think
Because that was that crazy Curry run that he was on.
but
Yeah.
that year. I think.
But that's what you want to get back to.
But they want to get back into being a good playoff team, and I think De'Aaron Fox's time was up in Sacramento. I think they needed to really move on from him, and I like Levine with DeMar again. I think that's a great move. So again, what Irv said, that's a win-win in my book too. So
I mean, that wasn't even the biggest news that we started out this whole NBA deadline with. The whole Jimmy Butler situation, that beginning was even crazy. It just, where's he? He's out. He's done.
He's definitely
out. He's out of the Heat. He's out of Miami. It's about damn time.
I think it's crazy that Golden State's out of the sweepstakes for him. I mean, they're not going to make any other push, but I really thought maybe that Steph would be paired with him.
Fit.
Because Steph needs another superstar. I think that Jimmy will end up going to like the Suns or something. They'll swap Bradley Beal maybe.
Something stupid.
Or he's going to go to some other team that we really don't think. But
I think Jimmy Butler has to have a better attitude. I see it on every team. With Miami, he's doing this with the Sixers, with the Wolves. At the end of the day, you wonder how much talent you can put around one guy. I feel like Jimmy Butler wants to be the main guy, but he's not.
Yeah, his time's slowly running out.
His time. Back in the day, maybe but at this point in his career, number 2 and number 3 option. He can't be that leading scorer, leading defender that he once was.
Yeah.
So I do think he's still worth a good amount. I think he will be good for a team. Just a matter which team.
Yeah, it would be crazy if he went to the Suns. I mean, if you see a team with Kevin Durant, Jimmy Butler, and Devin Booker, that's a crazy starting lineup. It is tough to see that even though Steph wants help in Golden State, I don't think that he's going to go there. I've seen things where maybe Zion goes to Golden State.
Crazy.
I mean, he wants to go to a big market. That's what I've heard. He wants out of New Orleans.
I see someone from the Pelicans getting shipped. I mean, that team has been in shambles. Yeah, that team has been in shambles, and I really had high hopes on them. They have some studs on that roster.
I think if there's going to be any more trades going down, I think one team that I think needs to step up in this market right now is LA. 3 teams. I'm sorry. LA, Golden State, and OKC. If you're OKC and you have these 40 first-round draft picks sitting in your back pocket, deal some. Get another superstar. Yeah. Get some interior help. Get another 3-and-D guy. Yeah. Go get someone to help Shea. Get someone to help Chet. Get someone to help Jalen Williams. You have these picks that are just what? They're just going to sit there. You can't draft all these guys. You not have a roster for them. Start trading these picks. Go out and get big name. If you're the Warriors, you only got a couple of years left to Curry. Let's get the move on there. You got to give him another star, or else it's over there. And LA, you just traded for Luka. Get yourself a big man. Let's see something happen.
Sure.
Even like LaMelo, like he's in Charlotte and they're not doing anything. I see him getting out. I mean, I've seen things where they don't want to get rid of him because obviously, I mean, LaMelo's a baller. Yeah. But I've seen things where maybe he even goes to Golden State. And if Golden State doesn't get a superstar to match with Steph soon, I think Steph might leave Golden State, which would be tough.
It's scary. To see. It's even scary to say that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But anything can happen.
After seeing this Luka trade, I would normally yell at you about that LaMelo comment. Like, I would never see the Hornets trading LaMelo. But now, anything could happen. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody is safe. Like you see those graphics of those teams making those bullshit trades. It's LeBron goes back to the Cavs and KD joined stupid shit like that. Yeah.
But now
anything literally could happen.
No one's safe. No one, not a single superstar is safe.
I want to say Wemby is the only Wemby and Jokic, but I don't can you even say that at this point?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I would have thrown Luka in that conversation every day, and Giannis,
and Shea, and a bunch of other guys.
All these guys, but who knows?
Yeah.
I think with Jimmy Butler, I think one thing to look at with him is his ego. That's why Golden State wanted to back out. Kerr saw it, and Curry saw it, and they didn't want to add in a bunch of wasted material. He's got a lot of talent, but we saw it with the Sixers. They traded him over Tobias Harris.
Yeah,
you look at him. I think it's a constant thing that he's the one getting dished off, not the other guys. At one point, you got to say it's more than just talent you're looking at. You're looking at ego. You're looking at, Is he going to put the team first or himself first? And we've seen Zion on the trade block because we saw his health wasn't in the best shape. No one wants a guy who's heavy out there, and there were talks about that with Luka. Luka's 270 now, the 7th heaviest player as a guard. I mean, looking at it, you got to look at it. It's a team sport, so what's going to be best for each team?
Yeah, Jimmy's got to be more mature, dude. He's acting like a pussy. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think it's crazy what Jimmy's doing. They suspend him for like 6 games. They bring him back. He starts right away, but he's doing this stupid shit on the court where he's taking these like one-legged threes, and then he doesn't show up to practice or he's late to a flight. And then he gets
storms out
again.
after someone gets started
But then
over
they
him.
just bring him back. Like at that point, you just don't let him back on the team, or you bring
Just
him off the
trade
bench.
him.
You gotta get rid of him.
I don't know what else to say.
It's just all negative to your organization. It's negative to the fan base.
Good is gonna come
nothing
from
is
it.
happening
Like,
in Miami that's good right now.
Yeah, and there's a point where
Nothing
it's like
ever happened to Miami that's good.
there's a point where like you still have Tyler Hero, you still have Bam Adebayo. I mean, just get rid of Jimmy at this point. He's walking all over the organization. It's not good for the face of the Heat. So I think get him out of there. Give him to the Suns. Why
You
not?
trade Jimmy, you get some picks, you get a player, and then you just rebuild.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And then let Tyler Hero lead the team because Hero,
I love
he's
Tyler
lights
Hero.
out.
I
He's
love
lights
Tyler
out.
He
Hero.
was a good
him
player.
and Bam, I think, are a really good duo. I think Tyler's stats have been looking really well and ever since he got that buzz cut. I love the buzz on it. And I think that team could be really good shape
I mean,
around those
I
two.
think build around those two. I mean, they're definitely not there yet. I think the other pieces around aren't that good. Like
Jaime Hawkins. They have him.
Jaime Hawkins is the definition of mid, in my opinion. He is.
I love him.
He is
Loved him since the UCLA
so
days.
bad, but so not bad. I don't know. He is something. But yeah, you got to get Jimmy out of there. It's just a bad situation over there.
Any other big guys you think are gonna move? Like, if you guys had to pick one guy you think's gonna move before February 6th, who's it gonna be? Sean, I'll start with you. We'll work our way around. I know it's tough.
How big of a name are we talking? Like,
you could think like
I have one name,
the
but
biggest
that's
name you think is gonna move.
I could see LeBron James being traded.
Wow.
I know it's
No
I know
way.
it's crazy. I could see him being moved. I saw a graphic today on Instagram, and it was LeBron in a Warriors jersey, and it just looked so right. I don't know what it was. I'm the biggest LeBron fan any of them will ever meet, but like, oh my god, to see the two of them play together would be just ridiculous. I mean, it's unrealistic, but I'd love to see it.
I don't like that only because the Lakers obviously went out, got Luka. They're saying to themselves, we want to win now. LeBron, that's the guy you're going to want to win with right now.
I don't know if that's a win now move.
Yeah, but he's great in the playoffs. He's always been
He
like.
always is.
I think you got to go with
keep
him
talking
just
about his
because he's
playoff
consistent.
greatness.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Jordan's better. We all know it.
Yeah.
So I think moving on from him, and he's got his son there. I don't think he would want to leave just yet. I think that would be interesting to see, but I think he's going to stay.
I think the biggest move we'll see. I think someone from the Pelicans. I think DeJounte Murray.
Murray.
I think that's the guy that's gonna move. I don't know where he's gonna go.
Zion.
Yeah, that's what
That's another name
I'm
too. I'm gonna say DeJounte.
I mean,
though.
CJ McCollum's been balling out.
I know, like I love
He just
that Pelicans team.
one day I'm like looking on wheel and he just had 50 and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know. He's so on and off. I just never know with him.
Maybe Zion to Charlotte.
Alex?
Sneaky.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really think Fatty Zion's going somewhere. I don't know where he's going to go. I've even seen, like, again, like what I said, like, he wants to go to a big market. If he goes to the Knicks, personally, I think we're all right.
Zion will
I think
knock
we're
him
good.
out.
Oh
But
my god.
if he, I think he moves. I don't know where, but I really do think that he wants out. I think it's just
You
his
really
time is
see
done
it's so unpredictable to know where these guys are gonna go.
Yeah.
After that Luka trade, I just don't know now.
there. Just as long as he doesn't go there. I don't want him at the Knicks. I don't think the Knicks need him.
All right, that'll wrap it up for this segment. Next, we're gonna go to our Stickball Chat with host Maizano, Kaliri, Dom, and then a fourth.
A surprise guest.
A surprise guest. We'll see you then.
Welcome back to Stickball Podcast. We are back with our Stickball Chat. I'm Nick Maisano. I'm joined with
Tim?
Matt.
Dominic.
All right, so let's get started. Today is Friday, February 7th, and it is National Boy Scouts Day. So let's get the conversation started.
I've never been a Boy Scout.
All right, well, that was my question.
Oh, I had
Oh, perfect. I'm reading your mind.
Dom, were you ever a Boy Scout?
Nah, but Yeah, nah, never.
Never did any of it.
What?
Any of it? Not.
Well,
none
I
of
was
it?
gonna be a Cub Scout.
I was.
What's
a
the
Cub
difference
Scout.
between the two? Boy Scout, Cub Scout. What is
I don't know.
What is
You
it?
were
Cub
probably
Scout's like a
Boy
little
Scout,
baby
right?
boy.
I wasn't a
Scout.
Boy Scout, but I know a bunch of people who were. One of my friends from home, I think Sean was a Boy Scout, made it all the way to Eagle Scout.
Irv?
But
Irving? Irv.
I think Cub Scout was like
No,
early on.
Irv was not a
Irv
Boy
shaking
Scout.
his head no.
I
I
was.
could have swore Irv was a Boy Scout.
Tim, what are you
Oh,
saying?
sorry, Irv was a Boy Scout, not Eagle Scout.
Okay.
But
Timmy!
I think Cub Scout's just really early, or like the little kids, the kids before that's like older.
Oh, probably like, yeah.
I think.
Because the Cub, like, you
Yeah.
know, like a baby.
Yeah, Cub Scout's a baby Boy Scout.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I haven't done it. I've never done it.
I did Cub Scouts, but I never went any farther.
Yeah,
than that
nah.
because
I
it
like
was
the
too
Girl
much.
Scout cookies, though. Girl
They're
Scout
so
cookies.
Girl
good.
Scout
Oh,
cookies,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
Girl Scout
Samoas.
cookies, like, yeah.
Samoas.
Yeah,
Samoas
yeah.
are
Oh
where they
wait,
at.
know which ones I like?
The tagalongs.
No,
No.
the.
If you say Thin Mints, I'm going to
No,
be...
Thin Mints are good.
They're
not
like,
Thin
they're
Mints.
good, but this is weird. How I was debating this the other day. They are good, but they're like too minty for me. The Samoas are the chocolate coconut
no,
are the
those
are good. Those hit
perfect
different.
cookie.
No, the little short, like it's almost like a graham
Yeah.
cracker. You know what
I know
I'm
you're
talking
talking
about?
I don't know. I forget the name, but I know what they are.
We all know what they are.
They're good.
What, Samoas?
Nope.
Nope.
Mints?
Those are the best
Dosey
ones.
Dos?
What is your favorite Girl
Welcome
Scout
to the
cookie?
con-
My
Conversation.
favorite Girl Scout cookie is tagalongs. Because
Is this the peanut butter
who the
one?
doesn't like tagalongs?
I don't know.
If
what
you
those
don't
are.
like
What are those?
tagalongs, you have your head in your
Dom,
ass.
is this the peanut butter one?
It's the chocolate ones that are covered in peanut butter.
Yeah, I like those. Those are good.
Like,
I
and
think that
then
wouldn't be
also the Dosey Dos are incredible. You guys know what the Dosey Dos ones
Which
are?
one's that?
Okay, you should
It's like the
just-
Nutter
yeah.
Butter.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh,
that one's
those are
solid.
good.
That one's solid.
What's the other one? Thin Mints, Samoas.
Thin Mints are good.
Samoas are where
Oh,
it's
the-
at.
oh,
I don't care about any
the
of those
cinnamon
except
one,
for
Toffee
Samoas.
Taffer. I'll look them up.
All right. Well, we love Girl Scout cookies.
Yes,
but,
my sister's a Girl Scout. Well,
yeah.
was.
Yeah. So now we should shift gears. Now we live in Fairfield, Connecticut. Obviously, Sacred Heart.
Never the.
In the Trumbull Mall, there was a store called Sports Fever, and it had all things sports. And us boys, we always went there. And they closed over the weekend.
They
So
did.
we
Big
want,
sale though.
we
R.I.P.
want to salute them and pay homage to them and their service for many
They're
years. We only got to
cheap
enjoy the
jerseys.
store for a couple months, but I think we've all.
I never
had
bought
it.
anything in there.
Oh, you haven't?
I spent $50
I bought so much in
on
there.
some
He
fake
spent so much money the last
Tim,
day. He spent too much money.
How much
Yeah.
money did you spend?
Yes,
the
he
last
spent
day?
so
I
much
bought
money.
a puck. I
You
bought a
best-
signed Rangers puck. That's it.
How much was it?
$60.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Yeah, but he was gonna. You know what he's gonna buy? He was gonna buy a
For my
signed
brother.
jersey.
A signed
An OBJ
LSU OBJ jersey. That's fire.
That's low-key kind of sick.
Yeah.
How
I
much
bought
did you
so
spend?
much.
I don't know.
So,
it's not worth it.
in
Like,
the
what is he gonna do?
closing
Sit in your
sale-
room?
In the closing
Is
sale,
it-
I
is
spent
it
like
worth it?
$215 overall, but I got one jersey for my friend.
I
It
don't
was
got
a,
money
it was
to
a
spend
black
right now.
Gunnar
I'm
Henderson
broke.
jersey.
Oh,
which is
that
pretty
yeah, I
sick.
saw that. That thing was
I
tough.
got a wrong number Christian Gonzalez jersey, so it was even cheaper. That was for my brother.
Oh,
But for
What number
myself,
was it?
number 6.
Oh.
He's number 0 now.
oh.
Wow, he'll really
Right.
appreciate
But-
the wrong number, I guess.
Hey, it was a lot cheaper, but I
Saves-
also
it
got
saves
Yeah,
money.
so let me
a
pull.
a JSA graded
Good job,
certified signed picture of Noah Syndergaard framed and everything, $25. I think
Oh,
they
wow.
put the wrong price on that.
Maybe 250.
What I offer
Yeah,
you for that?
It was 50 instead of 250,
Maybe-
but I got it for 25.
That thing was so cool.
That thing was so cool.
Yeah.
But I also got a beige Puka Nacua jersey and a white Victor Wembanyama
I
jersey.
should have got one of those. I should
I
have
think
got
the
one of my
Nakua
fantasy
jersey
players'
looks
jerseys.
fake.
What?
The Nakua jersey looks fake.
I think it's still sick. It's still a sick jersey, whether it's a little fake or not. I don't
Did
care.
you only get the puck? I thought you got other things.
No, I didn't get.
You only get the
anything
puck, that's
else.
it?
I got a Chris Kreider jersey from there though, and what else did I get from there? Signed Brian Leach poster. So
I got
See,
a Derek
they
Jeter
had a
jersey.
lot of
Yeah,
your
that-
business.
$50.
that thing looks
Yeah,
sick.
and we got your Volpe jersey from there. You guys got
That was
my
really
Malik
good.
Neighbors jersey
Yeah.
from there.
no, we got
It's a
your
great store.
Malik Neighbors jersey from NFLshop.com.
Don't lie to me.
Sports Fever, they had a great run, and
Yeah.
they will be.
Yes.
I just wonder
Forever
what they did with
is-
all the other stuff that
forever
they
in our
had.
hearts.
All the stuff they had signed. Like, what are they gonna do with that?
I think they're just gonna go on
Keep
eBay
it
and
for
sell
itself,
it.
bro.
I think they're just gonna sell it.
They should keep it for themselves.
Yeah, imagine
It's
if
a
the
good
employees get to
memorabilia.
keep some of it. That'd be sick.
Well, they run the store. They own it. They
Oh,
might
right. I
keep
guess they
it,
probably should keep
or
it.
they could sell it and split the
Dude,
profits.
maybe,
I don't know.
wait, did they give when
I
you
don't know, I
guys
feel like things
went?
like this aren't selling that much.
Did
these
they give
days. I feel
everything
like the
away?
days of kind of like
Yeah,
trading,
collecting,
like
yeah.
card collecting, all that stuff is kind of like it's gone. I think like unless I know like cards are still worth a lot, but I feel like people aren't like into the whole.
They had a bunch of sports cards there
I
on
love
the wall in
sports
the back.
games. Do you guys see the Paul Skeens
Yeah, the Paul
Yeah,
Skeens,
that was a couple. That was over the summer. Right? They had like the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was just found like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it was?
It was yeah.
So they
some
got
kid out in
season
LA.
tickets? They
Some
got
kid
season
out in LA.
tickets?
But
Wow.
I don't
No,
know
the
if
kid
he's
said
not taking season tickets.
the kid's not taking it.
Yeah, it's at auction.
He's giving up season tickets for the Pirates.
30 years of season tickets. He's auctioning
Dude,
them up.
he'd be set for life.
I know, that's sick. Plus, he gets a
You
meet
can
and
also
greet
make
with
money
Paul
by
Skeens,
selling your tickets.
Livy
softball
Dunn-
game.
Livy Dunn,
He gets
that's
to sit
it.
in a booth with Livy Dunn. Like, he's
Livy
got
Dunn,
so
Livy
many
Dunn
perks.
is
I
the
don't know.
icing on the cake. I'm like, yep. Livy Dunn, if you're watching this, I want you.
I would move there.
So that's
I'd move to
Dom's
Pittsburgh.
motive. As we can see, he doesn't give a about the sport. He just wants to go.
No,
So
dude,
Livy Dunn.
I love baseball, but Livy Dunn, I love her.
Well, you know what? Sports Fever was a great story and it will be missed. But now
Yes.
we're going to shift gears. This Sunday is the Super Bowl, and one of the most exciting parts of the Super Bowl, besides the game, is the halftime show.
Halftime show.
So I think we should. The past halftime shows, probably the past 10 years.
Yeah, we want to introduce a new little like rankings.
Let's
little
rank them
segment.
a little bit.
little new rankings thing.
You know what? Let's go year by year. So last year we had Usher. And
Yeah, we're just gonna give everyone. We're gonna give them the list. I think we can. Right,
Yeah,
we
so
can like we're gonna
last
put
year
the
was
we're gonna
Usher.
put the list somewhere on the screen.
Right, yeah. So last year was Usher. Then it went Rihanna. And then it was the collab between Eminem and Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. Kendrick Lamar and Mary J. Blige. Then it went The Weeknd.
Oh, that was terrible.
Shakira, I know.
Oh, the Shakira and J Lo is the best.
Shakira J.
Again, so we know what Dom's motive is when he watches sports.
Maroon 5, Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, Coldplay, Beyonce, Bruno Mars, Katy Perry, and then in 2014, 10 years ago, was Bruno Mars. So let's rank them. I think, in my opinion, I'm sorry, The Weeknd ranks very low.
It is.
I
It
love
was
The
the
Weeknd.
worst one.
I love The Weeknd.
It was
but
awful.
If
There's a lot going on.
It was awful.
They should
know how,
invite him
those
back, 'cause
videos
they
of
had
the
no- he had
cameraman
no
looks
audience,
like
yeah.
everyone was having a seizure. This guy was just shaking
Yeah.
the thing around, and I just couldn't pay attention.
But he had no crowd either. That was during the COVID.
It was during
So
COVID.
I think if they invited him back, and now especially because of his
New album.
drop, he have all these new songs, he would do such a better job.
Yeah. Yep.
So
I
don't
just
know
think it
what-
was just too much for me. I couldn't. My eyes couldn't really.
Yeah, he
handle it.
ranks a little bit lower on the list for me. I'm sorry, but I love The Weeknd. Gotta love it. You know who I did love though? Who's at the top of my list? Justin Timberlake.
Really?
Yep.
I liked his choreography. I know he got really the choreography looked really. I actually watched him back today. I wanted to be prepared for the segment, so I looked at the show.
Yeah.
And his choreography, the dancing that he had was
Yeah.
very, very good.
Kendrick Lamar's is gonna be so mid. That's my prediction.
I don't
think?
know. I don't know.
My
about
brother's
that.
actually going to that concert in the
And
summer. He's going to Gillette with his girlfriend. He's gonna go watch the SZA Lamar
cool.
concert. It's gonna be. I'm a little bit jealous, but
Did you guys like the one with Eminem and Dr. Dre?
I personally love that
hot
one.
take. It was overhyped. I didn't like it as much.
I
don't
really
watch
liked
the
it.
It was too
halftime
much.
shows to the
It was
Super Bowl
overhyped.
usually.
I thought it was an interesting setup. It was like a massive block in the
But it
middle.
was weird.
I didn't like that.
Under,
No, no,
it was
it was
like
massive.
I don't know what.
Under
It was just like again
and
too
it-
much going on.
It was.
Keep it simple.
I didn't like that it was weird like that, but I definitely liked the music and the transitions into it, and then obviously when Dr. Dre comes up, you know. But I
They
like
did a
that
fine
one.
job.
I like.
I
that
think
one.
when, you gotta have simple ones. I think like remember seeing like Coldplay. Coldplay puts on a great concert every
Yes.
time he performs. Great concert.
Yep.
That's a simple concert. There's not much to it because everyone loves their songs. Like it's like everyone knows all the words. Every song, everyone's a sing along. Everyone gets into it. That's like a basic concert, and you just hear it for the music. Like you don't got to see all these effects, all these like trippy like wires that they're on. It's just like he just goes and sings, and that's why I think that's gonna rank high for me. I think that's gonna be up there.
Right.
Like that's top 3, top 5.
Yeah. Lady Gaga had a lot of those theatrics.
She jumped off the roof. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
that was the year the Patriots
Yeah.
came back. I had to go to
Yeah.
bed. I didn't get to see
Was
that.
that the
halftime show.
28-3 game?
My parents told me I had to go to sleep because it was too late, and we were gonna lose anyway.
Hers was all right.
Little
though.
did I know.
I was like,
Wasn't Katy Perry on an elephant?
She did. She came
but
out
I
on an
remember her
elephant. And she was
having
like,
a
Yeah.
good halftime.
Was that
Yeah,
a real
yeah.
elephant though?
No.
No, it was a fake. It was a fake one.
Yeah.
It was like she was
Yeah.
riding this big metal.
Imagine it
thing.
was a real one.
That would have been sick. That would have been really sick.
Yeah. But Bruno Mars, he was just a great job.
Yeah, I don't remember any of these to be honest.
I think
with
Maroon
you.
5's was also nice. That was a fun. That was
Yes.
good. That was
Yep.
like Travis Scott.
Did not watch.
You didn't?
Nah. But what if we like had to like make our own Super Bowl halftime show? Like we picked.
I'd bring back
Who
The
would be?
Weeknd.
I would
Bring him
love
back.
to
Country
see
artist.
like a maybe
Oh,
country,
yes.
but Billy Joel.
Stapleton.
How has he never
Billy Joel.
been on
He's
a
an old
halftime
man
show?
now.
I know.
He's an old
But
man.
I
He's
feel
too
like
old.
he would get such a
He
massive
would, though.
crowd.
I don't like
People-
that
I
they
feel
got
like I would really
That'd
like
be a
that.
really good
I
show.
love that.
But
What if they could have got? Like,
I think it could be country. A little country collab.
Country.
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen, Zach Bryan, Luke Holmes, bunch of big guys out there. Laney Wilson. Could be a
Yeah.
good halftime show.
That'd be
like,
great.
What about like?
But
Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood,
Yes.
yeah.
Carrie
A lot of
Underwood.
people.
What about like? I hate
Chris
to say
Stapleton
it.
too. That's Chris Stapleton. would be-
Stapleton.
That a country collab for that
What about,
halftime
like,
show would be insane.
Reba? Ooh.
What about
Be
Taylor
good.
Swift?
Reba.
No,
No way.
no.
She'll be there already.
She'd bring a lot of viewers though. That make the NFL
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah. But next week we'll recap Kendrick Lamar and SZA's halftime show. But I think we should shift gears
Yes,
to your
my-
ethical question.
So last week, this isn't ethical. This is more kind of a would you rather.
Oh, here we
But
go.
it's very deep. I think everyone's gonna like this. It's better than last week's question. I had more time to think about it. Okay, so there's two scenarios here, and death is the answer in both things. Like you can't avoid it. The end goal is death. Okay. The first way is like it's a would you rather. So would you rather die? You are in this glass tube, okay? And there's a hydraulic press at the top of the tube. It's like it fits your body, but like you have no room. You're kind of crammed in there. You can go up and down, you can duck, you can stand up, but you have nowhere to go. Eventually, you're gonna get crushed by this hydraulic press, and as soon as that thing hits your neck, like it snaps, like it's gonna go. It's nice and slow. It comes right on down, and boom, you're dead. The other way is you're on a boat, and you're tied up to the anchor, and they throw it off, and it's connected to this big chain. Chain is this long chain, and you have no idea when you're gonna go down. It could be a minute, it could be 10 minutes, it could be an hour, it could be a day, and it's just ticking, tick, 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 tick. The chain is just running into the water, and you're just waiting for it to take you in.
What kind of sick question?
Yeah,
Which one
I'm
is yours?
taking one. I'm taking option one.
The
I'm thinking
hydraulic
getting
press?
yeah, I'm getting crushed.
Yeah, dude. That. I'm not drowning, bro. No,
I'm not. I don't want.
yeah.
I don't want to drown. Like I feel like like the
That's the
suffering
worst way
would
to
be
go
really
out.
bad. But then like
Drowning
you also
would-
gotta wait to drown.
Yeah, you
like
don't
you
know what's
know
gonna
you're gonna
happen.
drown. You gotta wait for it to happen.
But you
I'm
also know you're
taking
gonna
the
get crushed
press.
into smithereens. You're gonna get
Yeah, but it's a shorter
Alright,
time
clear,
span. It's
clear,
a shorter time
clear.
span.
Would you rather get stabbed to death or beat to death?
Probably
Stab.
stab.
'Cause
Yeah.
It's quicker. It's quicker. That's why I'm taking the
Unless
press.
you're getting
'cause
stabbed
it's
in the
quicker.
foot.
It's quicker. The press is quicker.
Dude, I was just making fun of his stupid question.
The press is quicker than the drowning.
It could be.
'Cause- yeah, but that thing could take a day.
You don't know. That's the whole
You're
thing.
just
You
waiting
don't know
for
when it's
yourself
gonna
to
go.
drown.
You
You're
don't
just
know.
sitting on a boat
That's
then.
the thing. You don't know when it's gonna go down.
I'm taking the press. I'm dying no matter what. I'm
Alright,
just
now I got one.
No,
Wait,
what's the next
No,
answer?
well, this question made me so depressed, so we're gonna bring back my.
No. You gotta give us your answer.
Wait,
I said number
was
one.
actually
Number
wanted to
one?
say
I said
something.
number one. Drowning is horrendous.
Yeah.
Drowning is horrendous, but like,
Drowning
yeah,
is
I couldn't. I don't
awful.
think I can handle the ticking sound. That would just be terrible.
That'd be brutal.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm just like stuck in a cage. I'm dead. Either way, I don't know. It's just.
Well,
Do you think next week I should give a bit more positive scenario?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I think
But like
so.
this is. Can we agree this is better than last week's?
Yeah.
It made you
I
think
didn't
more.
I didn't like the
By a
last
lot.
one.
It made you
Not
think more.
by a lot. It made
Not
me
by a
think more.
lot.
The
I'm
last
falling
one.
into a deep depression after this question. Both weeks.
That's why we're gonna go right into your new segment.
Yeah, so we're going to go into my feel-good story of the week. We're back at it again with it. So this past Sunday, the 67th Grammy Awards took place in Los Angeles. Given the developing situation with the wildfires in LA for the past couple weeks, the Academy saw an opportunity to help out their host city. At the beginning of the show, host Trevor Noah announced that
I
donations
love
would
Trevor
be-
Noah.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
He's just a
I've
funny
heard
guy.
his
He's just funny.
I don't know about that.
He's
I liked
funny.
Kanye
You don't think
with
he's funny?
wife's
No.
outfit.
You don't think he's funny?
I don't watch him. So maybe.
I don't watch him
I've
either,
never
but I've
really
seen
watched
clips of
him.
him,
I
and
don't
I
know.
think he's just a funny guy.
Kanye's wife had a great outfit at the Grammys.
Oh my god.
Well, well, let me stick on to
I'm
my
sorry.
thing.
I'm sorry.
Trevor
don't-
Noah announced that donations would be collected throughout the show and showed a QR code on the screen that the audience could scan and donate. By the end of the 3.5-hour show, over $7 million was collected
Wow.
and raised. The money will be donated to organizations like Direct Relief, the California Community Foundation, and the Pasadena Community Foundation. Also, during the show, firefighters were acknowledged and honored for their efforts for the past couple weeks.
Salute.
That's
to
a
them.
good collab.
Do you
Like, I
guys
think
feel
that's a
good now?
A lot better than
Yeah, we saved
Cleary's
money.
example.
But that's
there.
the point. You know, you got to think, and then
I feel
I'll be
alright.
better.
Yeah.
Like it's
It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
I thought the Grammys were a good show. Definitely liked
I didn't
seeing
watch
that.
it.
I think
Time.
I watched it a little
Sucks.
bit. I just
Beyonce
like-
won Country Album of the Year.
I
was
hated
furious.
that.
What the
Deserve it.
hell
She didn't
happened?
deserve it.
Yeah.
She doesn't even make country music. What
I know.
is this fake? It's fake.
Yeah.
What
And
was
country
Stapleton?
album.
Hello?
He should have won.
And
I
country
think
album,
like,
yeah.
dude, best song. I think like, what could something else could have won? Not Like Us. That song's so ass.
But at the time, listen how many. It was top of the charts for
Yeah,
like
I know, but
so
like,
long.
but what else? What else? Like,
Shabuzi, bar song.
I don't even know that
I
song.
love that song.
I don't
It's a
even know
song.
that
He's a
song.
one-hit wonder.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's still a great song.
Yeah.
Still a great song.
Still a good show.
Still a great song.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you know what? I think we'll end it here. Thanks again for listening to the #1 podcast at Chew. Because of you, our loyal viewers, we get to come back week after week. Join us next Friday to talk about all things Super Bowl, the game, the halftime show, the commercials, and of course, the week's latest
Commercials.
news.
That's a good shout.
Yes.
Commercials.
And
So
that's-
until then, we'll see you next week right here on Stickball Network.